What we're going to do now is talk about the very simplest way to reestablish balance in your own life. The idea is that if you were to balance work, okay, let's do this again like this. We're going to give our platform first, right? What do we got on there? Think about this yourself. See if you can remember. This is easy. It depends on where you want to start, but it doesn't matter what you do. Work, right? Leisure, and self-care. I knew you knew it. So, if you were to go into your life tomorrow or today, the rest of your day today, and you wanted to change nothing, but you wanted to be a complete balance, all you would do is one thing. You would change your mind about what the meanings of these things were. Okay? Remember the definition again of work. Work is effort done for other people. Right? It doesn't matter whether it's paid, unpaid, doesn't matter whether it's something you were trained in. It just matters whether you're doing something for someone else. Could something you're doing today be done for someone else? Could you be thinking of how it will affect someone else? Leisure. Leisure is time spent in recreation, enjoyment, things that are enhancing your creativity, your understanding. Maybe you're just playing at learning something. That is a leisure task. And self-care is time spent doing those things that are important for us, our natural, physical, mental, social, motivational selves. Ourselves, at a core part of us, self-care is that core activity. So when you're doing sleep, again, we talk about a nap, maybe that's a leisure nap, seldom will work nap, but self-care activity. So instantly you could go out and change nothing but your understanding, your awareness of your world around you. And here's how I'm going to explain that. I'm going to use the exact same example that I use in the book because it's useful for you to understand. Meanings change functions, okay? If I'm going to do some basic function of doing something that's a self-care task or a work task or a leisure task, if I was to think about those things first as those functions, instead what I'll just do is start thinking about the meanings of the task. So I'm going to make that grilled cheese sandwich. Okay? Now, before I even get started, before I decide what my ingredients are, before I decide how I'm going to cook it, where I'm going to cook it, I start to think about, actually, this happens right now, up to this moment. This has always been happening to you automatically. If I'm just making myself lunch and I'm banging together 2 slices of bread, right, and some cheese, right, and I'm just getting the thing done. I make it in this little sandwich press, something I have, something I enjoy, and it's something for self-care. So if it's a self-care task, it's going to be done in a certain way. Now, as soon as I start doing that for my spouse, for my children, for anybody else, for a friend, if I was going to make that same sandwich for someone else, I start thinking about it differently. What kind of cheese do you like? What can I do anything for it? Can I put a little bit of this or that into it? Right? When I'm doing it for someone else again, it's a work task. It's the exact same task, but it just became a work task. Now, we can often think about the things that we do for our family as some things that are necessary for self-care. We can think of laundry as a self-care task. We can also think of it as a work task. We can also think of it as a leisure task. What would happen if we take that grilled cheese sandwich and think about it as a leisure task? Now, one way we do this, very simpler, is have fun with cookbooks. We open up the cookbook and find out, wow, I didn't know how to make ciabatta bread until we made ciabatta bread. It's a very simple recipe, but you have to play with it and learn how to make that kind of bread. A little bit of leisure, right? If we were a line cook at a restaurant, that grilled cheese sandwich starts to become something different, right? It starts to be, well, certainly a work task, but it may even be so regimented that we're just mechanized doing this. Or we could be the chef and creating this awesome grilled cheese sandwich that's going to blow people away. Here's my own personal trick. A little cheese on the outside on the bread. Woo! Way better than butter. And it enhances, you get that nice caramelized cheese on the outside. Give that a try. So I can be creative, but if I was that line cook and was very regimented what I had to do, I could still put a little bit of myself into it. But still have a little bit of fun with it. Garnish it with a tomato. Put something on the side. Cut that tomato into a little shape like a bird or something like that. Some people have done these amazing little things. They turn their work into a work of art. Right? So, your work could be drudgery, could be a work of art. Whatever it is. So let's explore this idea as you go through your life. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go through and see how these activities start to enhance all of your personal abilities. Okay? And that's what's coming up next. An understanding of what really supports and allows us to function. So go to the next module. See you there.